Good morning, everybody. This is Jeff Jackson, your local alfalfa and forage specialist with Cropland by Winfield United. Been a lot of questions on how we can take this crop. We've got a lot of prevent plant acres out there, people that haven't done this stuff before, wondering how do we stage it to chop, and how do we get this stuff put up? Well, so first of all, we have some forage sorghum in front of us right here, and I'm going to show you. So these plants are actually going to put this head on, right? And it's going to make grain up there. And we want to be able to stage that to chop so we can chop it standing. So I have a head in front of me right here. These things mature from the top down. So what we want to do is take the bottom third of this head, and we're going to check the berries down here. So if you watch here, we want them in the soft dough stage. So as I squeeze that thing, you saw just a little bit of juice right there. That's just about ready to go. If we get back up here to the top of the head, it's really fun watching through the viewfinder. You see that this one's actually firm right now already, so there's some starch building in the top. When we get the bottom third of that head in the soft dough stage, that should be about 70% whole plant moisture for you to go get put in the pile. So you're going to get a lengthy version here today, but we're going to talk about this. Either you have a tall standing crop like this that has heads on it that you want to stage, you could get that to 70% moisture or less. Otherwise, you might have a crop that looks more like this, that's more vegetative, that we want to get harvested. Let's talk about those options as well. So first of all, we've all learned this year that we didn't get our first crop planted, so we're probably not going to get to use this for harvest. So most of us want to go ahead and take this guy and make silage right away. But what if we run out of heat and we need to get the harvest done sooner? Well, then we have to start all over again. So you might have to take one of these guys and lay it down on the ground and wilt it for a couple days. That would be my first preference, but if you need to use one of these, that will also work. But we want to swath that and probably wilt it for 2 days. And then if you're lucky, you could use one of these to get it pulled together so you have a bigger windrow to chop. You might have to revert to one of these guys, and if you have a fancy merger, which I do not, you might need to take a merger to put some windrows together if you can. If your crop gets to be 8.5, 10 foot tall, these are probably not going to work, and you're going to have to just go at that windrow on your own. Now, some of you guys are going to want to take that crop, which is still vegetative, and make some hay. Well, then you have the option of these two guys to get some hay made for the day and have some dry hay. Maybe you can put up baleage as well and wrap that stuff. Well, I just don't have a fancy wrapper either, so we're going to have to make do with what we can. So if you have a forage sorghum or a bigger crop that you're going to take for silage, again, we're going to start here, one of those. If we can use one of these, we're going to pull some together. Now, the unsexy answer is that guy might have to change the head to this guy to pick up the windrows from that guy so that we can go and make a pile somewhere else. Now, if none of that works out and your crop is too short and you want to get on with the year, you might need to use this and just do some green manure so that you can get that out and get your cover crop planted for the winter. So once we get to that point, guys, we want to make sure that we get a good pile too. So as I've said before, put thin layers on and pack the heck out of that thing. So anyway, this is Jeff Jackson here today talking to you about making some forage sorghum. So first of all, we've got to get the head staged so the bottom third is in the soft dough. Because we can't use that, we might have to use these. Oh man, it's going to be an interesting fall, but we have the opportunity, and if we can get to this point, obviously that's where everybody wants to go, but unfortunately some of you might be using this, and you have to use that to get to this guy right here. So, not the popular answer, but we might have to go that way. Anyway, Jeff Jackson here today doing a little farming out in the country, so hope y'all have a great day, but here's a bird's eye view from the operation at the Jackson Ranch today. Thank you and have a good day.